Aight, we got a lot of blathering to do, so I'm gonna forget any stupid intro gag and just get to the blathering.
Settle in, folks.
We're the Bittersweet Gamers.
I'm We Square.
And I'm the Opinionator. And I had some thoughts about Gundam and Gundam's execution, and I want to start with Gundam's execution.
The Chuny BS, Chuny Bioi. That's the best I got, I'm sorry.
My mind cannot comprehend such things.
Follow my tears.
I can't tell if that was clever or... I said we weren't gonna do this! Ow!
Betrayal of expectations!
So about Gundam's execution. The way that we took it, I feel like we missed the original intent when we watched it. I think that in actuality, it was one of the, if not the most mocking execution we've had so far.
By it not being as extreme as the others?
Exactly that. The one I was going to compare it to was the other one that I think is the most mocking. Celeste's. That was so over the top and so ridiculous, and every aspect of it was meant
to mock her aesthetic?
Yes, yes, yes. From the built town to her being burned as a witch, it was sort of a this is what you wanted, right? And then at the end,
fire truck.
It crashes in with an extremely plain, lower-class, blue-collar fire truck, saying you have this elaborate castle constructed all around you, but in reality, you're just a person. Well, so too was Gundam utterly mocked. For someone who is always so extreme, in a game series full of ridiculously extreme characters, his execution was not extreme. Well, Gundam is in control of his own actions, so the interactions that he have aren't part of the execution, of course. So the execution, the planned execution, the one that Monokuma has just for Gundam, starts with him riding like a giant herd of all kinds of animals. The animals that Gundam loves. Gundam stands in front of him. Again, he is in control of his own actions. He can do what he pleases, and of course, he's going to be true to himself. And so he draws the magic circle, invokes its power, and of course, nothing happens. Because
he just gets ran over.
Because he just gets run over like
all your dark power, nothing.
There is no dark power. There's nothing there. It's just dismissively whack and runs him right down. Again, dismissive and matter-of-fact and quick. And that is the opposite of Gundam. Next, Gundam doesn't go to heaven. This is part of the execution. For whatever reason, this is what Monokuma intended to happen. First off, Gundam is always going on about, like, being the evil Dark Lord.
Supreme Overlord of Ice!
And he's carried away by bunny rabbits to heaven? I mean, wouldn't Gundam actually say something about the heaven part? Wouldn't he be disapproving of it?
He's always on about pandemonium and, like, the fires of hell and sitting.
And darkness and evil. And so that too, because Gundam was a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Again, what he did was wrong, but Gundam was a nice guy. And so completely disregarding the way that Gundam acts, Gundam is mocked by like, you're a nice guy, you go to heaven.
Yeah. And like Monokuma waving at the end and Gundam's like profile and that ching.
See, and that's the thing. These are all staged, and Monokuma staged himself with the other animals waving goodbye to Gundam. Oh, Gundam, you loved your animals.
You will be remembered.
We will miss you. And of course, that Monokuma, the bear, is there. Eyebrow raise. It is kicking the crap out of Gundam. How mean and mocking. Oh, I get that none of these are going to be nice, but it's just, they're mostly about taking the person's circumstances into account and dumping on them while also coming up with a ridiculously creative way to kill them. But this seemed more like more like it was trying to humiliate him than they usually are.
Yeah.
For instance, Peko comes off pretty good in her execution.
I mean, she was still being manipulated like a tool,
but she still got to successfully fight off a lot of people
and protect
Fuyuhiko. That is a far cry from being mocked. Monokuma did not choose to mock Peko. A little bit. But in the end, in her own execution, she broke free of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just think that's fascinating. And also really horrible. If you have to be executed in such a way, I'd rather have missiles shot at me and then
dumped in a volcano
full of cooking oil and be deep fried than just be roundly humiliated. Also, something that I did want to say about Gundam and his Chunibyo-ness. Throughout the last episode, I kept talking about it like a mask. And I know that's not really a popular thing to say, but I actually still believe that it's true. Now, to be clear, though I do think Gundam was wrong for killing, I understand he was acting out of a type of conviction. That is not the judgment I am making at this time. I also want to be clear, I don't think that it was wrong for Gundam to act all Chuni.
No, not at all.
I'm not criticizing that. And whatever reason he acts all Chuni, well, I don't really mind. You act how you want for the reason that you want to.
I mean, we've been accepting it this far, you know?
I wanted to make that clear because it's not like I'm criticizing those things or saying he should not have done those things, or am even saying that what I have called up until now a mask is actually false. I'm not saying that it's false. I think it is a more complex idea than this, and I wanted to take at least a small amount of time to explain it. Gundam is not a delusional madman.
He's very wise.
And he is very wise. And even if you don't agree with his conclusions, he actually has a more thought-out philosophy than basically anybody else. Certainly compared to, like, the Monomi Brigade. That wisdom, how occasionally Gundam would utter some sort of profound line, that wisdom is one of the reasons I say that he's not a delusional madman. The other reason I say he's not a delusional madman, he's the ultimate breeder. He's like a zoologist. He's like in many senses a scientist.
Yeah.
He has achieved a degree of professional success, a large degree of practical success. He raises and breeds animals for different ends. I don't know the details. I'm sure in the FTEs he'll talk more about it. Also, his skill at this is probably higher than most of the other ultimates.
Yeah, I can totally believe that.
It's like you look at somebody like Byakuya, and you're like, you're really on a totally different level than another so-called ultimate like Yasuhiro, or Mikan. Mikan isn't a surgeon, she's not really even a nurse. Or like Kiyotaka. I'm not saying anything bad about any of these people, but I'm saying that the level of talent they display is way less than the level of talent that Byakuya has, or that Gundam has. Or say someone like Sakura. So, in order to be an extremely talented scientist, you cannot be a delusional madman. Now, the thing is, I understand that nobody's calling Gundam a delusional madman, but if you think that Chuni way of being is his absolutely real self, it cannot coexist with that wisdom or him being a scientist. I'm not criticizing that, but what it is, he's not raising hellhounds. He's not raising ancient demons of destruction. He doesn't believe that he goes that he can access the wisdom of another dimension. That's just how he acts. The Chuni stuff is a filter that he puts onto himself, a filter by which he interacts with the world. I'm not criticizing the fact that he puts that filter on, and I'm not criticizing whatever reason Gundam puts that filter on himself for. It doesn't matter.
I imagine it has to do with whatever leads him to believe that anything that can talk can betray him.
That's what we think. whatever the reason is, be it a noble one, a well thought out one, or a silly arbitrary one, it doesn't matter. It's still what he does. But you have to put that filter onto something. What I'm saying is that something that he is putting the filter onto is the real Gundam. I'm not saying the Chuny stuff isn't important to him. It clearly is extremely important to him. I'm not saying the Chuny stuff is a lie. I have not said that, and I'm not being critical of the Chuny stuff. But you cannot have that level of wisdom or that level of
Scientific prowess.
If you don't actually see what is real. I get that that is the way he acts because that's the way he chooses to act. But until you see the Gundam that is the ultimate breeder, you haven't seen the real Gundam. You have seen half or even 70% of the real Gundam. But what's more important to Gundam, being the ultimate breeder or being a Chuny? Isn't it the breeder?
It would have to be, wouldn't it?
And so I'm saying as long as Gundam believes the ultimate breeder is who he is, that's the real Gundam, and that's the person I would have liked to have seen instead of the mask. Again, that's not meant to be critical, and I'd like to think that I've made that clear. And I'm also not trying to say that Gundam was wrong for sticking up for his method of being. He's clearly a stubborn guy.
Yeah.
Like his execution shows that, for instance.
Yeah.
The last thing on that topic is this. Was Peko a tool? Peko said she was a tool. Is Gundam really nothing but the Chuny guy? He says he is. I'm just saying things are more complicated than that, and it makes me sad. Sad that we did not get to see the real Gundam. Not sad because the real Gundam wasn't who I wanted it to be. That's not what I mean. But just sad that he would never open up to show other people.
Even at the end. Even to Sonya.
Like Billy said, that, well, those who talk always betray me. Only animals. Animals are the only things I can trust. That just seems to indicate it to me. I realize that will convince exactly 0 of you. But even if you don't agree, isn't it something to think about? Was Peko a tool? So now to start chapter 5.
I can only imagine how things are going to go from here.
Again, if there's a chapter 6, that means there's gonna be another trial, right?
Yeah. Although, for what it's worth, it can't be too similar to the one from the first game. The circumstances don't exist at all.
That's true, yes.
You know what I wish? I really hope that the 4 Dark Divas are still hanging with.
Man!
If they were like with Sonya and actually helped.
Right, well you said that last time, and I agree with
I wanted to reaffirm that.
I agree with that completely.
Like carrying on Gundam's will, kind of.
I am going to be extremely sad if they're just gone. You know, when they first showed up in the execution, you know...
We thought that they were going to get killed too.
The response was like, you can't do that. That's not right. I mean, it's just some hamsters and a gerbil, but it's not the point, you know?
Well, they're not just hamsters and a gerbil.
They've been with us the whole time, too.
They've got their own personalities and all that stuff, too.
I mean, unlike Gundam, we don't really know what they are, but... I'm going to be really disappointed if they don't show up, no matter what they do.
After being released from the funhouse, we went back to living our less than ordinary lives. And just like before, our day began with us all gathering at the restaurant.
It feels like everything has changed.
Well, it has.
There's just nobody here anymore. You know, every time we meet up here, it makes me realize just how crazy this whole situation is.
Fewer and fewer people.
The restaurant certainly feels more spacious than before.
Of course it feels spacious. There are less than half of us here now than there were at the beginning. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Stupid fool!
Oh, get it together?
What?
Oh my!
Huh? Did you hear something?
Hey!
It's Nekomaru! That was Coach Nekomaru's voice.
Huh?
What are you talking about? He's no longer...
What's up?
Did you like my impression? It's probably gonna backfire.
Does he have, like, Nekomaru's head?
Oh god, that would be... I don't know if that would be messed up or kind of awesome.
It would be unprecedented, I guess, but...
I'll beat you up!
What are you laughing about? I'll beat the crap out of you if you keep grossing me out like that! By the way, I also think that we didn't react enough to Akane at the end of the last try. For a second, I thought I said Aoi. I didn't! I said Akane, but
I can't imagine how you would make that kind of mix-up.
it just shut me down. Anyway, so I feel like she's somebody we haven't spent enough time appreciating. Probably because I keep wanting to accuse her of being the murderer.
Yeah, probably. I really hope she doesn't, because you know the one time she does, you're not going to accuse her.
Yeah, I'd actually probably be really upset.
Hey, that's not cool. I was up all night working my fingers to the bone. I showed off in the last chapter. I gotta show off some more. Right, Miss Sonia?
More importantly, I'm starting to get tired of the seasonings in this restaurant. Wait, how is that more important?
You just want to crap all over me again.
It's true, Kazuichi.
Jeez.
Seriously, I'm starting to realize how valuable Teru Teru was.
Oh god, no. Don't ignore me. I'm trying to talk to you about something important.
See, whatever it is that he's doing, whatever it is that he did,
It's to try and cheer everyone up.
or if that's the reason, it kind of doesn't matter. That very well could be it, or he did something kind of crazy. No matter what's going on, and no matter how beat up he always is, kind of by everybody, and no matter how normal he is, he keeps on trucking, doing this stuff.
He may keep freaking out, but we really underestimated his
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
mental integrity.
Like, I really, really feel like we've done Kazuichi a disservice. Not by accusing him, but by not realizing how strong he really is. What a really impressive guy.
I really hope he makes it to the end.
Huh?
I really hope he makes it to the end.
If he doesn't, I'm gonna get furious at this point. He's not strong enough to withstand anything. If there's a way to be freaked out by something, he will be freaked out by it. If he can get upset by it, he'll get upset by it. But he does those things, and he lets it out. And
That may be the key to it.
and then he can move on and keep moving forward, and he's never down in the dumps. Not for long, anyway.
Yeah.
So what an impressive guy.
Huh?
Important.
All right.
It took me all night to make it.
My.
What a nice thing to do. Is that a Nekomaru doll? You know, we have Hiyoko's altar over in the corner. It's nice to have a reminder that they were there. Fuyuhiko himself is a reminder for Peko.
Yeah.
But it's like I thought about it and then decided not to say anything about it. And then sure enough, here comes Kazuichi
With a Nekomaru clock.
with that.
I'm no doll. I'm Minimaru.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mini Maru?
I took some parts from him to make it. What do you think? Awesome quality, right?
You know, the way you're communicating this is kind of garbage, but I'm amazed.
Of course, it doesn't have free will or anything, so it's more like, a toy. But isn't it freaking adorable?
Are you serious?
Oh!
I'm sorry, but it can't do it.
Thanks.
It's so cute. Thanks. I'll keep it.
Well,
I never said anything about giving it away
No.
to intimidate me, so...
I'll
That-
beat you up!
That was the right call, and you know it, man.
I know.
No, I was talking to Kazuichi. Don't be so stuck up. Your stuff is my stuff, right?
whoa.
Whoa, hey now, that's a bully's logic.
I'll let you stare in my direction. You can look down a little bit. Is that okay?
Oh, you drive a hard bargain. What?
Man.
Kazuichi. That was maybe a strange thing to say.
Well, it doesn't matter. I made this to cheer you guys up anyway. And as long as we have it, we won't forget, about Nekomaru's sacrifice for us. We're standing here today because of him. So if we're gonna prevent something like that from ever happening again...
Engines revving.
I guess we gotta fight too, right? We can't just keep running away.
Of all people to be making this speech, I'm surprised that it's Kazuichi, And so is Fuyuhiko! I gotta admit, I never thought I'd hear you say something that awesome.
I'm a man too, right?
Yeah, I guess you are, Kazuichi. Yes, you are.
Of course.
In the end, Gundam told us to never give up on life. So I will never give up. I shall fight until the very end. Gundam, please watch over me.
Miss Sonia?
Miss Sonia, what did you think of my little pep talk?
Kazuichi, move on, man. Move on. Oh, did you say something?
Are you kidding me?
I was up all night memorizing that speech. I had a copy in my jumper pocket here in case I had to look at it.
Jeez.
And there's the punchline.
Thanks for you, Hiko.
Guess he's just as pathetic as we always thought. I really like this. Thanks, Kazuichi.
I am Minimaru.
That's adorable.
Man.
Gah, I'm only half as happy to be thanked by you.
That's right.
Oh, by the way, you can also use that to massage your sore muscles and pressure points. Fooled you! It can do it!
My God, he's brilliant.
He is amazing.
Why can't we go find those stinking Mono Beast parts? If nothing else, he could make a cool fighting robot. It may not help us with anything. It would probably be used as a murder weapon.
Go, Sodatron!
You serious?
Are you serious? That's amazing.
Of course.
I made it after all. Just ignore the camera and recording device.
Seriously, thanks. I'll take good care of it. I might have misjudged you, Kazuhito.
I'll take it! Akane looks really happy.
Hey.
Kinda happy too.
Anyway, what happened to Nagito? I haven't seen him like I usually do.
Who cares?
Hey, Kazuichi, did you tie him up and put him in the restaurant again?
I mean, you don't have to worry about that guy. He goes solo all the friggin' time.
Well,
But still, I'm a little worried about how he was acting during the last class trial.
Don't get me started.
Well, he's always been a dangerous bastard, but he's crossed a line,
hey.
And that's even more reason we should avoid him.
But still.
But even if we do avoid him, what are you gonna do if he approaches us?
I mean, just clonk him over the head, tie him up in the house. Nagito's sudden change was really weird. I wonder, did he figure something out that we're not aware of?
Probably so. Anyway, Hajime, isn't it about time you told us what that was all about?
Huh? That? Oh, you mean how I'm not an ultimate and I'm a reserved? Okay.
You know, what Nagito said during the trial? You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you? Oh, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Hey, bastard.
What did he mean by except for Hajime?
Are you really the traitor after all? No, it's not like that. I didn't really want to say it, but I guess I have no choice.
It may not even be true. He already said that he was lying.
I know, he really needs to not trust Nagito.
But Hajime doesn't have his memory. So, isn't that suspicious?
Maybe. To tell you guys the truth, unlike the rest of you, well, apparently I was never part of Hope's Peak Academy's primary department. I'm a reserve course student from the reserve department.
Huh?
Reserve department?
Don't worry.
What the hell does that mean?
It means, unlike you guys, I don't have an ultimate talent at all.
Now, one thing that we never thought about, that we never really addressed, can this even be? Is this just a way to siphon money from, people who are willing to pay for the prestige? Couldn't this actually even be completely false?
I suppose so. There really isn't any reason to trust Nagito at face value. Apparently, I'm just a normal person who's really good at figuring out trials.
Is that all?
Yes! That is the response to have. They don't care. What? That's it? Dude, don't ever scare me like that.
And that's just a difference between Nagito and normal people. Now, Kazuichi and Akane are one thing. Well, Akane's a normal anime character anyway. But as for Fuyuhiko, I guess you can't really call him normal. Well, anyway, I was trying to say something, and then I started talking myself out of it. But I like the first one more, so I'm just going to quit while I'm behind. That's right, I will snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
You do that, man. It's not something that I can just brush off, especially since it's about me. I thought I just forgot. I thought I got into Hope's Peak Academy because I had talent all along. But, shit! My whole life, I've just wanted to feel confident about myself.
Huh.
And I thought getting into Hope's Peak Academy meant I had finally become someone I could be proud of. Not some fucking backup student.
So Hajime is more similar to Nagito than...
Yeah.
Well, that's only fitting, I suppose. Cheer up, Hajime. It doesn't matter if you're from the reserve department. I mean, I'm here because I'm really good at video games. Of course, video games are really cool and you better not diss them, or I will make you pay, but still just video games.
Hey, I can respect that.
Well, so can I!
Of course.
She is right. No matter what, you are our friend. You know, there's a saying in Japan.
Oh boy.
Listen.
Fear is grateful for the danger.
Hey,
The hell? You're saying that all wrong.
Oh God! So everyone was here.
Oh, did you play Russian roulette 10 times? Did you win anything? Who really cares? I guess we have to go fight the next Mono Beast at some point, too.
I suppose. It was a real close battle this time.
I don't know, the one in the last chapter, we kind of trashed the crud out of, didn't we?
Yeah, it was pretty easily handled.
I am sorry.
I apologize. I was trying to cheer you up, but I ended up saying the wrong thing.
Well, it doesn't matter. Stuff is just hard to say sometimes. I'm pretty easygoing. Huh? That's weird. Maybe you can't see me?
What? Is there something going on?
I don't know, man. It's just something weird.
Huh?
Whoa, what the heck? You're covered in blood! Hey, if you die, does that mean I can eat you?
No! Ah! You saw me! Yes, that's right. The Mono Beast this time was very strong. I had to grind for like 6 hours.
6 hours? Jeez, you suck! Gross, it's all bloody! Don't get close to me! Get out of here! Shoo!
No gratitude. I'm being treated like filth.
'Cause you are.
Hey.
Hey, why don't you clean that blood off? We're trying to eat.
Oh, even Chiaki.
It's unsanitary. Yeah, even Chiaki, huh?
Oh, yes, I'm ashamed of myself.
Chiaki had always been nice to Monomi before.
Ding, ding, ding.
There we go. Now then, allow me to report to you all once again. There's a
Ooh.
new island you can go to and have another killing game at.
Ooh, gross! Get it out of here! Get out of here! Shoo! Shoo!
After a fierce battle that's never been seen in history, I finally succeeded in conquering the last Mono Beast. Because of this, it's finally possible for you to travel to the final island. I see. I don't care. What a thin reaction. It's like I'm surrounded by tons of shabu shabu from an all-you-can-eat restaurant.
Shabu shabu.
But don't tell me this again. You're gonna say stuff like, it's not like we can get off this island. Why bother going to the new island?
Well, it's true that I don't really expect much.
don't misunderstand.
But who said we weren't gonna go? Obviously we're gonna go, dumbass!
I'm just not all that excited to go to a new place that a murder can happen. Huh?
Besides the last place we went, we got kidnapped and carried off somewhere, so...
Yeah.
Assuming we were thinking about running away was a mistake.
I'll show you my
Because if we
serious
can't
side.
run, we'll fight! I'll crush everyone who put us through this trap in one blow! Though it might take me a really long time to have the right strength to do that one blow.
Fight? Seriously? That fearsome group is called World Ender for a reason, you know?
What are you saying?
Why, did you forget what you said earlier?
I gotta be me.
Hey!
Dumbass, I only said that because I was trying to impress Miss Sonia.
What?
Don't brag about that! Dude, let it go! Settle down. If you have the power to fight among yourselves, then direct that power toward our enemy.
All right.
Now then, let us go forth. Offense is the best defense.
At least they're pretty pepped up.
Yeah, you're right. Now's not the time for us to be bickering, unless we're doing it in that friendly, friend-y, bickering kind of way.
I don't really get it, but when Miss Sonia talks like that, my blood starts to boil, if you catch my meaning.
All right!
I'm getting pumped up! Let's charge our way to that new island!
Oh, you're so pathetic, Kazuichi. The Future Foundation, Monokuma, Monomi, I'll crush them all at once!
Even me!
Especially you! You're so gross and creepy! You guys seem reliable.
Hey, don't talk like you're not included. You're our friend too, you know. And although you didn't contribute that much in the last trial, you're normally very...
She normally does, like, almost all the work.
But Nagito kind of ran roughshod over the entire thing.
Yeah, all the characters weren't quite as... They didn't contribute as much as they did in previous chapters, either in the trial or in the investigation, but that's because because of Nagito and what was specifically going on.
Yeah.
But I understand the reason for it, but it was still kind of hard to watch.
Yeah.
You're right.
Leave it to me.
Then I gotta do my best too. Hey. Oh, it's been a while.
As we left the restaurant, the expressions on our faces were clearly different than they were before. They were filled with strong will and determination. Armed with that, we began walking towards the last island. But the clouds in my heart still lingered. I couldn't stop thinking about the reserve department. And that filled me with this strange, uncomfortable feeling, like a small bone was lodged in my throat. But I tried not to think about it.
Oh no.
I tried to stay focused on moving forward.
Well, I get that he's like a Hope's Peak fanboy, and it is kind of like a big disappointment, and that he's unfortunately more obsessed with it, kind of like Nagito is in a different sort of way.
Yeah.
But it is painful to see.
Mm-hmm.
Smile at hope in the name of despair?
With the Mono Beast gone, we crossed the 5th bridge and arrived at the final island.
So this is the last island.
Sure seems like this is a place that could be full of things that would be helpful.
Yeah. Enormous buildings towered everywhere, as if the entire island were one gigantic city.
I like the vehicle with teeth on the bottom right.
Oh, God!
Like the really small robot anime attack.
Watercraft?
Yeah, rocket craft thing.
It felt very sci-fi, as though the island was a snapshot of an urban metropolis from the near future.
I get that the building on the left has these legs, kind of, but I'd sure like to see a giant robot because I'm me.
Well, I mean, there's a big robot bear head.
I guess it has an ambiance befitting of a final island.
Okay. Welcome to Mono City!
Sea King Industries. A plushie factory. And Jabberwock Military Base.
Oh, God. And Vendor Street.
Kind of like a cross between a semi-utopian science fiction and Blade Runner.
Kind of, yes.
I mean, this is very Blade Runner.
Yes? Oh!
No.
Are you sure this is Blade Runner? I
Maybe
don't
it's-
quite believe you.
Maybe it's more like Shadowrun. Oh man, are we maxed out on those tokens?
I guess we are. We should spend some.
Let's do that right now, actually. It would be lame if we don't.
Settle for you, Hiko.
Dude, where did you go? You were like standing here, and then you disappeared, and then you came back.
Look, I had to go spend my mono coins, okay?
You are really starting to look suspicious, Hajime.
Here's some food?
Yeah, that ain't gonna work this time.
Oh.
I was wondering who was lured here by the smell. I expected Akane, though, not you.
Oh, yeah? You were waiting for Akane, were you? It's cool. I'm not gonna judge.
Dude, you were seriously starting to get on my nerves.
I wasn't lured by the smell or anything.
It just happened to be the first place we came
I
to.
mean,
Looks like this street's full of food vendors, but as you can see, there's no customers or staff.
you just eat what you want, dude.
Only the food is here.
Normally, a street like this would be bustling with activity, but there's no one here! It's actually pretty creepy to think about.
Oh, kind of like the school at night being scary thing, like
Yeah.
being in a city and there's nobody anywhere.
Yeah. I don't want to go into the factory.
What is it doing?
Making monokumas? I don't know. There's never really been a spare established thing here.
Wow, in front of all this, I feel really small and insignificant.
White smoke is billowing from the building in the back. Is this some kind of factory?
It also really reminds me of an NES game.
Which one?
Just in general.
Oh,
like
oh.
A lot of NES platformers that sort of have this technology thing going on.
Yeah. But if it's got Monokuma's face on it, I'm sure it's a shady factory anyway.
Hajime.
Oh, Hajime, good timing.
Oh crap, should I have gone here last? What's up, Chiaki?
See?
This building clearly looks suspicious, right?
Compared to which other building?
I don't need to explain the reason for this, right? I was thinking it might be good if I thoroughly look around inside, but
Well,
since it clearly looks suspicious, I thought it'd be dangerous to go alone.
Take this. Huh? You like that, Chiaki? I made a video game reference.
That was an old video game reference, yeah, but you're not giving me a wooden sword or anything. Furthermore, you're actually gonna go with me, so...
Oh, okay. I guess if you want to just... Well, I guess it's fair I did it to you. Then, do you want to go inside together?
I don't know.
I'm surprised you didn't say okay. Why are you hesitating?
Because things like this really creep me out.
I don't blame you. I don't see a Monokuma eating ramen anywhere, do you?
I do see a Monokuma, but it's not what we're looking for.
She's still unsure. It might be better if I go inside first. Well, I'm going down this side door first.
you.
Or not!
Hey, Hajime, you're the kind of person who waits until the very end to eat their favorite food, aren't you? I am.
Yeah, I know. We did a joke about this at the beginning of an episode.
Did we really?
You did it as Monokuma, doing one of his Monokuma theaters. Asking about the type of people who eat their favorite food first or last.
Oh, you're right!
That's really creepy!
Hey.
How could you tell?
Well,
I like to eat my favorite foods first.
see?
So, instead of the warehouse, let's start with the factory.
Uh-huh.
You went through the wrong door, is what I'm trying to tell you.
I guess you're right. I find that a little fishy.
Well, no, it has to do with events and dialogue being arranged,
okay.
and, you know...
All right.
Look what we got out of it.
That's fair. All right. Then I'm going inside. Oh god, a killer robot! Oh, but this
They
is
really
fair
do make
factory.
Monokumas. Good call, Billy.
Ah, ha, 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 ha. What the heck is this?
Huh.
What was being manufactured one after the other and being carried away on a conveyor belt were
What do they do with all of those?
Monokuma.
Look, you know what we ought to do? Everybody here ought to get a hold of their own Monokuma and then operate them all, and then we can, like, all have our own Monokumas and we can fight the bad guy Monokuma.
Go Mono Sentai!
Monokuma can't be that individual or special if there's a whole freaking basket of them here. So why don't we all get our Monokuma robots and fight the other Monokuma robots? It's like a real robot show.
Just have like Kazuichi reprogram them or something.
All we gotta do is operate them.
Yeah, but where's the control thing? Wouldn't we have to set one of those
That's
up
what
for
I'm saying.
everyone?
We'd have to find how to
okay.
control them.
Okay,
though.
I see what you're saying.
You took that so much more seriously than I expected it you to for a one-off gag thing.
I knew it!
I've been found.
I wonder if there's any more here.
It was the only one that looked different from everyone else. Monokumas are being tossed into this gigantic basket, one after the other. It better not be real. I picked one up with my hand. I see. So these are plushies.
Well, I guess fighting plushies would be okay. I mean, it sort of makes me think about Metabots.
Yeah?
Does anybody remember that? You know, I've never
I
even
didn't
watched
want to
it.
admit to it. Me either, but I knew what they were.
Monokuma plushies. The real Monokuma is sort of like a plushie, too. But unlike him, these are probably actual plushies.
It's still unsettling.
Isn't the resemblance uncanny? They're my life-size plushies. Are there any life-size plushies of you, Chiaki? I'd sure love to see one.
Don't look on the internet.
Not! Who'd want to see something ridiculous like that?
No, that's not what we're talking about! Life-size plushies?
I was planning to hit the big time with these. That's why I'm making them like crazy. I'm gonna be rich! But you've made way too many. You're gonna be overstocked when it's all said and done. Then what are you gonna do? Bury them somewhere in a giant landfill like it's copies of the original E.T. on Atari?
You can get away with that, Chiaki. Monokuma's life-size plushie.
By the way, that's real. Look it up if you don't know.
If the world really is destroyed as is espoused in the first game,
Then we all really need to get an Atari so we can play E.T.
that's not where I was going in the
Okay,
slightest.
where were you going?
I
Jack?
mean, who would buy these? Did you even play the first game, Monokuma?
Well, the thing is, see, if I admit to something one way or the other, a lot of the mystery surrounding the setting will be dispelled. Can't we just think of this as me failing to really think ahead?
I suppose so.
Hey.
I don't want it.
Yeah, me either.
I'll take the Chiaki plushie over this. The conveyor belt is endlessly moving through this enormous machine.
So what's it? Is it taking...
It's taking coconut trees and turning them into bears.
How do you turn coconuts into bears?
How do you turn a chicken into a cow? The coconut tree carried by the conveyor belt is processed and eventually made into this stupid thing.
Does that mean you can eat
What,
them?
cook with it? Oh,
No, you're right. That makes more sense. I see.
you do?
So this place is for manufacturing life-size Monokuma plushies.
What kind of messed up place is this?
I think we did this out of order, but... Don't look down on me. Do you really think it's just for life-size plushies?
We already had this conversation.
I make the small ones, too! There's a lot more Monokuma merch in the goods warehouse next door.
Well, we'll get to that eventually.
Hey,
What should we do?
Set it all on fire!
Okay, that sounds fine.
Honestly, I really don't feel like going.
Yeah, me either, but we ought to.
Yeah, because every time I say this, I miss out on vital information.
Not only that, but Damon will yell at us a whole lot if we don't just go there. But what if there's some kind of important clue? Thanks, Chiaki.
I love Chiaki.
What are you gonna do?
You're right. Then we should go there for just a little while. She's just blankly staring at the machine. It's not a video game, Chiaki. You know that, right?
She might be thinking about something, but...
Looks like she's taken it back, too. Well, that's obvious, I suppose.
well,
Watching simple machines like this reminds me of games.
I bet it does. Games?
yep.
Like this one game where you just put caps on pins. Or another game where you try to guess a person's gender.
Is that even fun? Are you talking about, like, childhood games? Anywho. Looks like the break room is on the other side of this door. I hope they've got some coffee. It sounds like a place for housewives to gossip, but it doesn't seem like there's anyone at this factory, or indeed anywhere. Oh, okay.
I'd better not tell them that I'm manufacturing a bunch of combat robots in here.
What would it matter? We already know you have combat robots.
No, really?
Got him!
You shouldn't keep trying to get the better of me like that, you know.
You shouldn't make it so easy. Without thinking, I peeked into the pile. Without thinking, I didn't read the line properly. Peeked into the piled up stacks of cardboard boxes. There's a Monokuma calendar, a Monokuma sandbag, and even a Monokuma guitar.
Forget all the Monokuma crap. Let's just play with all the cardboard boxes. We can turn one of them.
You're right. That is way funner.
We can turn one of them into a tank, and we can run around under it and fire the tank cannon at people. I mean, it worked in Peace Walker.
I think we need to make Robo Justice Mark II. First, there was the Monokuma archive in the funhouse, though my memory of that is hazy and inconsistent. Now there's a plushie factory and all these goods. How full of himself is he?
Mascot popularity doesn't last forever unless you're Tony Chopper. I gotta earn the big bucks while I can! A mascot that isn't popular anymore is like a piece of candy without any sugar.
Impossible to exist?
Well, sugar-free candies exist, you know. In other words, it has no reason for existing!
He's starting to talk even crazier.
And for shorter periods of time.
Ha! I'm not turning, I'm just kind of leaning.
It's really starting to make me laugh watching you crab walk like that. Seriously, stop it.
Okay. This looks like a Monokuma panel, but why so many? Good, you answered my thoughts. I really wanted you to come here and tell me about it.
I do these things for you, my adoring fans. Now then, Billy, I was thinking about using these to decorate the stores that sell my merch and make them look all boom, and then they'd stand out, you know.
Was that a pun? No store would sell your stuff.
You're so stupid.
Of course not. You're such a fool. That's why I'll open an official Monokuma shop. I'm thinking about opening chains all over the world. My eyes aren't bigger than my capacity. Oh well. Of course, the main attraction will be my life-size Monokuma plushie.
That totally doesn't have a bomb in it. I can't believe you thought that far into the future when you made these. Your business is doomed to fail.
It's like I didn't really think that far into the future in the first place.
Enough already! You have no business sense anyway, so just stop it!
You noticed?
No.
Hey, don't say that. Let's do our best together. We'll be as popular as Pogs were in the 90s.
Don't think you can get through to us by making a reference we understand.
Wasn't that popular for like 4 or 5 weeks and then they completely disappeared?
Yeah, basically.
I remember my middle school. No. It wasn't high school. Oh, God.
I know, it's so hard.
I remember them banning them. It didn't matter.
It was
Nobody
too
really.
distracting.
What?
Why did they ban the Pogs?
Because kids were spending too much time with them, and they wanted to preemptively nip that in the bud. But then they disappeared the next week anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Hey.
Don't you remember how long those stayed popular? You know, a couple weeks? Besides, if you're serious about opening a business, you've already committed a major mistake.
I won't forgive you.
Because there's no merch of me!
Thank goodness. Who wants to buy a plushie of a rabbit in a diaper? Oh, Monomi, my little sister. Don't you know the Aesop's fable about the rabbit and the bear?
Not a tortoise?
Hey.
A long, long time ago, there were these 2 old guys and stuff.
And then they decided to start a YouTube channel.
Atari! Bing, 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 bing!
2 old guys living together?
Shing.
The old guys thought rabbits aren't as popular as bears. The end.
Huh? Did you even need the old guys in that story?
I can't help but feel as though we're being mocked.
To some degree, yes.
Throughout this whole episode, right? And so even if I made merch of you, it's pointless. A half-baked rabbit is so lame. You don't even have 1 ounce of good fashion sense. Of course, I'm the one who put you in the diaper, but it's still your fault.
You stupid brother!
You did this to me! You're the one who has no fashion sense!
What a hopeless way of snapping back.
I like how she landed in the garbage. But honestly, I can't help but feel like maybe I really did make too many panels.
Special bleeding
So,
service!
whoever wants to decorate the room, please do it as much as you like.
Here!
Come on, what are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for you all to stop padding this game out.
Caught me again! Hajime, let's run.
I can't hear you, I'm already out the door!
Before he uses another move that we recognize. Maybe it'll be a 3rd thing from JoJo, or would it be a 4th at this point?
You're right! Wait, what? Was that the only thing we can interact with? Does it matter what we can interact with? We ran out of the warehouse, narrowly avoiding Monokuma's plan for inventory disposal.
Or we can just go back in. It's really fun to do those.
It's fun to hear it. It's like you just got tired.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't blame you, it's exhausting.
Let's go right back in! Okay, you can go by yourself.
Yeah, I know. Oh, Chiaki, okay. Wee woo wee!
I thought I told you to knock off the crab walking.
Oh. All this stacked up stuff is a bunch of CDs.
I love the 90s! I thought they were gonna be video games, but they're just music CDs. Hey, did you ever try putting PlayStation 1 games in a CD player? I realize that probably half the people in the audience don't even know what I'm talking about, so I'll just stop.
Yes, Chiaki, I do remember. The jacket says, Monokuma's collection of songs and ballads. Is he planning to release an album?
Character songs are all the rage these days, and I'm not all that interested in derivative works like that. I mean, for one, they tend to be horrible songs. I think I've heard like 1 good character song max. All the rest are just insulting.
I think you're projecting, Damon.
Hey, hey!
I've never heard of a mascot selling his own character songs.
Plus, it looks like he's already produced his 100th song. See, the 100th track is a festive psycho-pop dance rap that he performs with all his might.
Oppa Dangan style!
Yeah, except even crazier.
I don't even know where to begin. Tons of books! There's a bunch of books stacked up high. What in the world are these? Monokuma's poetry collection? No, we're not dealing with this again!
Oh, the sensitivity of my heart.
How stupid! Who the hell is going to read this crap?
I ain't doing it again!
Hey.
There's another book here, too. Let's see. Monokuma's Most Precious Moments.
No! Chiaki! Put it down!
See?
That's the actual title of this book, but it's a collection of nude photos. Hey, there's a typo in this one. Also, it's not like he wears clothes anyway, so it's not really that different.
So, yeah, I was like, what? Monokuma is already naked.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay. There are a bunch of cardboard boxes stacked on top of each other.
I feel really apprehensive about looking in this one.
There are various goods inside them. There are even household appliances and musical
Oh,
instruments.
this turned out to be the tamest one.
They're probably used for packaging goods before they're shipped. Looks like they're waiting to be shipped. But I don't. These are ever going to leave the island.
Oh, you don't? These are ever going to leave the island?
Yes, this is the warehouse of typos. Tachiaki.
I think we've taken up like half the episode in here. It's like I can tell just from the ambiance. Ambience? Ambien. No, that's some type of medicine. That there are no important clues here and that we have totally wasted our time.
Don't ever take Ambien. Well, at least we confirmed that. That was an effective use of I'm getting the hell out of here. Za Warudo!
Orda! In an old Dragon Ball Z fighting game where you could play Bardock, that was actually the way that he delivered a lot of his lines, was Orda!
Nice.
And it was like with one hit, and it really stuck with me. Why am I talking about this? Let's take more time to talk about Pogs.
I saw... Kazurichi, please tell me you can do something here. Please. There are tanks.
There
Come
are
on, man.
tanks.
There's a helicopter.
I'm disappointed that there's no robots, but...
I feel like there is something very important here. Huh? That thing over there. Is that a tank? As I ignore the helicopter.
I'm sure it won't fly.
Is it real? Not just that. There's a lot of other stuff here that looks really dangerous, like Akane.
Yeah, I mean, we need Kazuichi not to pilot Akane or Sonya.
I'd pilot Sonya.
You could do it.
Isn't that 3?
Yep.
But we need him here to deal with all this stuff.
Okay, let's just start from one side. This helicopter!
It's kind of cool, really. Oh,
Is this the helicopter Monokuma used to execute Teru Teru? This helicopter! Don't screw with me!
well then, yeah, he really did hit it.
Ow!
Well then, take it and repurpose it for yourself and make it better. Hajime, what happened? Why did you punch the helicopter?
It's nothing. I'm fine. I couldn't help punching it, but I just ended up hurting my fist. I still felt better, though. Damn it. I'm so weak. Dude! You can't be down on yourself for not being able to destroy a freaking helicopter with a punch.
You don't have to be a Superman. Man, this place is boring. Just mechanical fighting vehicles.
Boring? What are you talking about? There's a tank here!
Yeah, I don't care about that. I like strong dudes. Weapons don't excite me at all. Neither do you, I guess.
A real man fights with his fists!
See, Minimaru gets it.
I'm kind of glad I can still voice him.
That goes for women, too.
You like strong women?
You want to battle a little? If you win, you can rest on my boob pillows. The look on Billy's face is pretty excellent.
I think it's worth it. Any chance is worth it. No thanks.
I don't know if
Pillows. I mean, I've already looked up her skirt. I mean, no, that didn't happen.
it seems to me if you just keep trying, eventually you'll get really good at getting punched in the face and one-shotted by Akane. Wouldn't that make you stronger?
I guess it would. Is this a military truck? Unlike the airplane at the first island, this looks like it actually has an engine inside.
Kazuichi!
But I don't even know how to drive or how to repurpose an engine or to break all this stuff down. And where are you, Kazuichi?
We can figure it out.
And besides, it's not like I can escape this island by driving off of it, as far as I know. It's a military truck. There's something in the cargo box.
Looks like a whole bunch of RPGs.
Firearms. And there's tons of them. There's a lot of different weapons, like guns and anti-tank rockets, carelessly stacked in here. Of course, after all the Mono Beasts are defeated.
Right.
Is it really alright to handle these carelessly? I mean, these sure are some good murder weapons, you know?
Well, that's a pretty classic way to shoot a rocket-propelled grenade at someone.
This is a tank, right? Is it real? Can it move?
I mean, can Monokuma withstand one? This appears to be a military base.
Ah, thanks, Sonia. I had no idea. Is that so?
Despite the fact that this island is quite small, the military technology here seems rather extensive.
Let me correct you. The technology here seems rather extensive. Period.
Point taken. There's those missiles back there that I'd really like to take a look at.
All right.
These might prove useful when the time comes to combat the Future Foundation.
Useful? There's no way we'd be able to operate stuff like tanks and heavy weapons.
Why not?
Because we don't know how?
Well, really?
Do you have the first clue on how to input coordinates for an for a ground-to-air anti-air missile? Air-air anti-missile?
In my country, even a child in grade school can operate a tank. No problemo.
No problemo?
A course in modern warfare is a required class in all our grade schools. That does remind me, there's a couple of places. There's one place in Texas and one place in Nevada where you can ride old tanks. And you can even shoot the cannons and stuff.
Oh, that's pretty cool. An obsession with anime and now this? Sonia's country never ceases to baffle me.
However, weapons are only weapons when humans start to use them.
I suppose that statement is technically true?
I am concerned.
If no one uses them, they are nothing more than scrap metal.
That's a fair point. You're right. Unfortunately, this stuff in the base probably won't be useful to us, Kazuichi!
Please wait.
No, that is wrong.
Huh?
Well, I have discovered the puzzling document in the tank operator's
Is that
seat.
so?
Oh
That's
my.
the Future Foundation's insignia.
Jabberwock Island Development Plan document.
What is this?
I assume it belongs to Monokuma, and it was placed rather ostentatiously.
Didn't you find the tour guide in the library too?
Well, it was in the library, but I don't know if she found it.
She's the one who pointed it out to us. Along with the book on serial killers.
Well, I know you keep accusing her of being the traitor.
I'm just saying, there's some suspicious activity going on with her.
I do not know how much we can trust it. Do you think it could be a useful clue?
Well, Monokuma probably did leave it. Like you said, it's hard to know how much we can trust it.
But it's not going to hurt to look at in any case.
So what does it say?
Beyond what is written in here, I do not know much. But it does document Jabberwock Island's redevelopment plan at considerable length.
I would hope so. What is that plan?
That is what it says on the box, yes? To place Jabberwock Island under the Future Foundation's control and prepare it as a central headquarters.
A central headquarters for the Future Foundation? I thought Jabberwock Island was a tourist destination. Why would the Future Foundation be interested in
And there's
it?
still that Hope's Peak, you know?
Yeah.
Do you suppose we'll be going in there?
I don't know. It depends on how the ending of this game turns out.
In actuality, there was something written in here that caught my attention.
It's very possible that we'll end this game by going into Hope's Peak.
I suppose that's true. The travel agency that managed Jabberwock Island went bankrupt, so the island was uninhabited for a long time. Well, wasn't that weird? What do you mean, for a long time? When did this happen? I thought this was supposed to be...
Well...
I know Byakuya recognized it. But...
Yeah. You'd think he would know something like that.
Because of that, the island was unaffected by the incident, which allowed them to easily gain a foothold.
But wait, hold on! This place was uninhabited for a long time? If that's true, the maintenance here has been way too attentive. Items at the supermarket are always stocked, and the hotel is still really clean. Could that the Future Foundation's responsibility?
Oh, look, that's another typo.
But importantly more, what's the incident? What does it mean that the island was unaffected by it?
Oh, Hajime, now that you're talking in this fashion, I can much more easily understand you.
Most tight.
I cannot discern that from this passage alone. Simply reading this will not help me grasp what those words mean. However, there is one more thing that caught my attention.
There's more.
Do you remember the guidebook to Jabberwock Island in the library?
Yes, I do.
Billy?
Yes, I do, in fact.
It was written there that the central island houses a large administrative building.
However, that's my line. We could not find
I just got so excited.
We could not find that building anywhere. We even commented on how strange that was, right?
It was replaced by a bomb.
Right?
But according to this plan, the building that the Future Foundation is planning to use for their headquarters...
It's Hope's Peak! Could it be that same building?
They are planning to rebuild it and use it as the Future Foundation's headquarters, or so it is written.
What the heck? It's so inconsistent. How do you rebuild a building that doesn't even exist?
Maybe because we're in a place that isn't that place?
Or it's we're in a virtual world.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so sad if that's not true.
Me too. Damn it! What the hell's going on?
Perhaps.
We were so distracted by all the horrible situations that kept happening, one after the other. We might have overlooked a more pressing issue.
Oh? Doesn't mention the bomb, mayhaps! And that is the mystery of this island.
No, I think Billy was right about this one, and we ought to be looking at that bomb.
But what's really going on? Did someone say bomb? This mystery doesn't make any sense. No matter how much we think about it, there's no reason behind it.
The building, yeah. Like, that seems like it's pretty key. What's the point of the building being gone?
Yeah.
And then to ignore everything here, like the tank and missiles, just by saying, high school students, like, doesn't it seem like a bad idea?
I agree. Alright, Sea King Industries.
What the?
I'm in my home!
Oh, wonders never cease. This is a great place. I feel really comfortable here.
So do I! There's a bunch of strange machines lined up in all directions. It feels very sci-fi, and is that a Mono Beast assembly line? Sea King Industries. Why would I, as the shark person, be interested in this? Huh? They're a company that specializes in manufacturing electric insulation and other machine parts. They're a mid-sized company with only 100 employees, but they're the biggest corporation on Jabberwock Island.
Since this appears to be one of those episodes, when I see Sea King Industries, it just makes me think about One Piece.
Yeah.
What else is there to say about that, though?
I was trying to think of a good way to reference it, but there you go. And this place looks like a research facility. I can't quite put my finger on it. What? One moment. There is a frickin' android in the bottom right. That is a frickin' android!
I wonder if he's going to be like that thing in VLR.
Golem?
Yeah.
For a mid-sized company, this is a pretty nice facility. I guess so. You know, for some reason I thought I'd be far more geeking out over here. I only read about him in a pamphlet next to the reception desk. Besides, the size of the company isn't the issue here.
What's going on?
This company obviously doesn't make machine parts, so just what the heck are they making here?
Combat robots. Do they put cockpits in them?
He's right. It's like they're making something more dangerous.
Kazuichi, let's cannibalize all this equipment and put a cockpit in that robot and then go fight things with it.
Seems like it might be a good idea to thoroughly investigate this place.
But first, let's clean up the poopies of the pet.
Whee! Hajime, what the hell are you doing?
He likes crab walking for some reason.
Jockey?
Oh my god, we've had Shitty Me for like 40 episodes.
Okay, well, there's not much to really investigate here. This automated machine looks like it's making something. Looks like it's making a freaking person! Is this a mannequin? That's a female? A female mannequin. It is making a female.
What are you getting at?
It's a humanoid machine. Is that a robot?
You serious?
Seriously? How can they make robots? Hey, just how far did technology advance without me knowing?
See, this is the kind of thing that makes me wonder how much time has actually passed.
Do you think Nekomaru was made here?
I mean, we basically dropped that point in the last game, but we were really wondering about that.
Right?
That was close.
It's a similar humanoid robot. It's possible. Maybe, except Nekomaru looked like something out of the 90s, and this looks significantly more advanced.
Hey!
But why would a company that manufactures machine parts have access to this kind of technology?
Actually, I'd say that Nekomaru looked like he was something out of the 60s.
Well, you would know more than I would.
Very Tezuka.
Yeah.
Very Tezuka-esque.
I don't know. You're the ultimate mechanic! Maybe this place is somehow connected to the Future Foundation, too.
What makes you say that?
It's just a hunch. This machine is making another machine! My primitive human brain cannot comprehend what an assembly machine is.
It kind of looks like, I mean, I mentioned the Chobam armor thing before, but it just reminds me of like Liger Zero Panzer.
The finished product looks like it's modeled after a four-legged animal. Do 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 do. Ah, it's a mono beast.
Hey, hey!
Hey, doesn't that animal-looking machine remind you of anything?
Well, I mean, it kind of does remind me of Liger Zero Panzer.
That
like
isn't
I
what I'm
said,
talking about.
But the Chobam armor also makes me think of Full Armor Gundam Alex.
Are you talking about the mono beast?
Maybe.
I mean, you have to admit that the heat exhaust vents on each of the four legs really look way more like mobile suits than they do like Zoids.
Are you done?
Done.
Oh no.
I'm never done.
Oh, no.
But I'll pause for the moment.
Is there any chance that those mono beasts were created here? The mono beasts were created here?
The mono beasts were created here.
Jockey?
Hey.
Fine, fine.
Yep, that's what this place is for. I mean, I can't hide it. What would be the purpose of lying about it? Anyway, no matter how much you insist it's a game, people won't be convinced if a place like this doesn't exist. Right?
Everything you just said has made me incredibly suspicious.
Are you saying you weren't suspicious before?
That's a fair point.
That's why it's just fine!
There's something wrong with you.
What the hell did he mean by that? It wasn't making any sense at all. Not that we ever really pay attention to him.
Yeah, I feel like it might be a reference to something else that we've done.
It doesn't matter who's convinced, because I'll never be convinced.
Kazuichi,
I mean, this place is for manufacturing machine parts, and
Dude.
I really think we need to focus on that robot.
dude, I'm geeking out over this stuff. Why aren't you?
Maybe because that's how serious he's trying to be.
Well, maybe tomorrow he'll geek out about it then.
He did sort of start to.
You're right, he did start to.
Why are they able to create such a dangerous robot in a place like this? Does this mean Monokuma took over this place and modified it to do this?
By the way, there's a couple companies that are working on making some pretty interesting robots. The one that terrifies the crud out of me is the parkour robot.
Parkour robot?
Yeah, also there is a case... Did I not show that to you?
No.
Oh my god, man. You look at it and you go, I see that we're all going to be murdered by killer robots within the next 20 years. It's very agile. I mean, again, the current state of robotics and artificial intelligence is such that we can do some really amazing things mechanically. But despite what a lot of people say,
The AI?
is very, 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 very low. I mean, calling it rudimentary. Okay, back off, Damon. Calm down, calm down. How about this? Recently, there was a case where a factory robot killed an employee,
Oh God.
and nobody's actually sure how to handle it legally.
What do you mean?
Well, if I talk about it, it'll be just like me talking about the current state of artificial intelligence, and really doesn't have anything else to do with
I don't know, it might.
anime references!
We're talking about robots here. Damn it, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
Neither do I. Ooh.
Hey, it's your boy! Hey, Kazuichi, get a hold of yourself!
No, let it all go, man. Let it go. Get down there.
Eh? Why? But why? Because you just started laughing all
You
of
are
a
the
sudden.
most useful person here.
Well, obviously. What else am I going to do except laugh? I mean, it's just so childish.
Oh, you're not one of those anti-robot people, are you?
What are you talking about?
Hey,
Well, there's a computer over there, so I started snooping around to see if I could find any clues.
When did you do that?
I'm magic. Whoever was using this computer must have been sending emails to his buddy or something. He was probably trying to write a manga or something. He sent one of his story ideas to his buddy.
Yeah? I'd really like to hear it.
It was such a horrible, delusional story. I was so embarrassed to read it that it gave me goosebumps.
That's not what happens.
Delusional story? So what was written in the email anyway? Well, I'll start with the idea for a story. They made a robot to infiltrate a group of people! Apparently, global riots are occurring in various regions around the world.
Right.
And these riots were caused by high school students.
What?
I mean, seriously? That's not realistic at all.
I mean, I guess Junko.
Yeah, Junko and Mukuro were high school students.
Yeah.
So these riots just keep growing as people grow more dissatisfied and frustrated with society. Until eventually, it spreads like an infectious disease all over the world.
So you're saying that, like, the worst incident in human history or whatever was caused by a bunch of angry teenagers?
There's no reason to not think that the other members of the Ultimate Despair are also teenagers.
There's no reason to think that, though, either.
That's a fair point. Footage of the riots started getting circulated, and strange incidents start occurring one after another.
That's really the part.
A hopeless anxiety instantly spreads throughout the world, as the end of the world gets closer and closer.
Yeah?
End of the world? I know, right? It sounds like something a lame high school band would think of as a song title.
Hey.
Whoever wrote this needs to come up with better story ideas, because this wasn't realistic at all.
What do you want me to say after that?
Students causing a riot on that scale is totally impossible. I'd never believe it for a second.
Is that so, Kazuichi?
Why would anyone else? But I learned a valuable lesson. I should always delete embarrassing emails right away.
Well, it's nice to know that we've all come out of this learning something. Though I do like how he actually took my exact points and started dumping on them.
Hey, about that, are you sure it's okay to say that's just a made-up story? Of course. Ignore my nervous laughter and expression. I mean, unrealistic things might happen in real life from time to time.
Frequently, actually.
You know, like getting trapped on an island by a robotic bear who can sort of alter reality as he wishes.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of, like, a 9-year-old girl in Florida punching out an alligator that was trying to attack her. Or, like, did I tell you that story either?
Well, when it comes to sink or swim.
And then there was about 20 years ago, I remember the story of this kid who got his arm bitten off by a shark, and the kid was taken to the beach by his uncle.
Oh, you told me that one.
Yeah, and the uncle, like, happened to look out when this freak thing happened, and he was like, "What the F, shark?" And he walked over and he beat the crud out of the shark with his bare hands and pulled the arm out of its mouth.
And then they reattach it?
And they reattached it!
Yeah, that one was crazy. It's like, oh yeah, shark? Screw you!
I mean, truth is stranger than fiction, but maybe not than Danganronpa.
Of course not.
There's no way this is real. It's more impossible than a notebook that kills people just by writing in it.
Anime reference!
I'm gonna take this potato chip and then throw it away because it's really carby. You're right. He was nervous because he was thinking that it might be real.
Right.
Okay. It's just a lot of unimaginable things have kept happening to us, so maybe I'm getting a little confused. But the world ending? There's no way something so unbelievable could actually happen as I stand in this factory where robots are being made.
And then wasn't there that whole World Ender organization?
Well, at any rate, it's clear now, isn't it? What? This used to be Sea King Industries, but it's not anymore.
I see.
After this island became uninhabited, Monokuma took over this place and modified it without permission. He did all this just to shock us.
I think he's like 50% right, but
That's the reason?
that's the part he's wrong about.
It's not so weird. This whole time he's been doing similar stuff to us. He's a freak job. But why?
This is bad.
Maybe there's a bunch of crazy rich dudes who are into this stuff?
I mean, that seems kind of plausible.
They're the ones who are making us kill each other. Those bastards get off on watching kids kill each other.
Hey!
Wait, hold on. Now that I said that out loud, that's actually a terrible assumption.
I mean...
If it's true, then our fates are in the hands of those rich, perverted bastards. That sounds like something that would happen in a work of fiction.
I mean, it wasn't quite Battle Royale. That's a bit different, but I've been trying to place this whole time what he's talking
Hunger
about.
Games.
No, thank you.
He's talking about the Hunger Games. But the thought of it actually happening in reality is definitely unsettling.
Okay, my God! Anime reference!
I really like this.
Danganronpa. Danganronpa.